Hi Chicken Gang and friends, S&P 500 just announced Tesla will be added to the S&P 500 on the 21st of December. This is the biggest inclusion to the S&P 500 ever. Usually an inclusion of a stock accounts for roughly 0.1 to 0.2% of the index, but because Tesla's market cap is so big, it's going to occupy 1% of the index. So what does all this mean for the stock price? I'll go to the charts first, and later I'll cover the upcoming catalyst for a $600 price target. Long term, I still think Tesla is a $4 trillion company. Anyway, a quick one. Every like you give helps contribute to helping animals. I hope to spend more YouTube ad money to help charity. Your little action goes a long way. Thank you so much. This is Tesla's stock chart, and if you recall, these two lines that I drew, this is the short-term resistance line and this is the short-term support line. As you can see, Tesla has been consolidating around this line. If you recall also in my previous charting videos, I mentioned that Tesla needs a full candle above this resistance line of 452. So we need a full candle and not like something touching halfway. A full candle above this line means a permanent upwards direction, and you can see that the news has brought pre-market price to be 463. So I see Tesla breaching the 452 line and a permanent movement upwards. I also mentioned about wedges previously. I'm going to draw the wedge which I drew last time. I drew it something like this. Before I go on talking about wedges, I'll do a quick one for those people who are new here. Wedges are simply stock price moving in like a triangle. The buyers and sellers are fighting each other, and eventually when the stock price meets at the end, something is going to happen. It's like a spring loaded and ready to bounce. So as the wedge price comes in and deeper to the center, sooner or later the stock price will fly in either direction, up or down. In Tesla cases, you saw, if you look back at my past videos, there are many wedges, and you can see many wedges correctly predicting the stock price moving upwards. As you can see, this wedge happened and the stock price was moving upwards, but it didn't go on beyond this line and it came coming down. So again, like I said, a wedge is like a spring load. The longer it goes sideways, it's going to burst out sooner or later. So just moving like 1 month down the road, you see this wedge forming over here. So this is actually a bigger wedge than I expected. I'm just like 1 month early. This is a massive wedge. The buyers and the sellers fighting each other to a price where it meets somewhere and eventually it's going to spring. And you see pre-market price is going to be very bullish for the long term. This is the catalyst we are all looking for. I drew this line like 1 month ago. It didn't happen, so I'm just 1 month late. So guess what? The stock price is going to start above here and it's going its way upwards towards the $600 range. I hope the chart helps. With all the announcements, drama is gonna happen. Firstly, Tesla shares shorted now stands at 6.3%, and that's roughly 48 million shares. It's a very high, extremely high amount. I think Tesla is the most shorted stock in the history because of the misinformation campaigns made to drive the share price down, protecting legacy industries. You see, some of these donkeys will need to cover the shorts, and this is a big catalyst. There are many funds tracking the index. $51 billion worth of shares needs to be purchased. This excludes many other funds who will need to buy in, or funds that are only allowed to buy stocks listed in the index. That number will exceed 100 billion. Okay, let me explain a little here. For example, there are pension funds or retirement funds. These huge investment funds operate with many rules in place to protect the fund, of course. One of the many rules these funds have is they are only allowed to invest in companies listed in the index. It's a fair rule because companies in the index are quote unquote safer companies. So with so much funds coming in, shorts covering tons of stubborn Tesla longs like me, it's going to be a big problem. Too little shares and too high demand equals to a rocket. In fact, the S&P Global knows this and is seeking feedback if Tesla should be added all at once or in two separate tranches to minimize the impact. Let me add in a few more. The full self-driving rollout, the launch of the Model Y in China, quarterly 4 deliveries and 2021 guidance of 900,000 cars, Tesla Energy, Cybertruck, Giga Berlin and Texas 4680 cells, Tesla Network, FSD subscription, Tesla insurance, and the list goes on. I mean it. Anyway, wrapping up, I told you right, dollar cost average, else just buy and hold. Do nothing. My 10-year price target is 4 trillion market cap, and many who knows Tesla well enough, you know I'm being conservative. Anyway, appreciate the early thumbs up, invest safe, and don't be a donkey.